I just wanted to show something I just did. Sneaking in more weight, more brass into the front of a Orlandoo, or rear, if you wanted more in the rear. I have made brass wheel weights for the inside of these tires, inside of the wheels. There are press fit brass weights in here that I made. Brass on the suspension link or steering links. Brass sleeve made out of brass couplers on the axle. There's a brass plate sheet underneath the servo. I did that just a little while ago. Covers most of the space underneath the servo and folds up on the sides. But I just came up with another idea, and it has to do with these, the steering knuckles. Got this piece of brass tubing. I honestly don't know where it came from. I've had it for a while, just in with my brass stuff, but I cut a piece off. And it slips right over the knuckle, right over the hub. So I don't know how much they weigh. I have no idea how much weight I've put on the front of this little Gamyrc Baby Fat Girl chassis, but I'm about to make the second one. And they will fit inside the wheel weights that are inside here. They won't hit. They're thin. They're thin, but you know, every little micro amount of brass on it helps. So little by little, bit by bit. Now I know another little trick, and I'm sharing it now. Cut those triangles right there so it'll steer right. Cut that notch right there for the steering link. Sorry, I'm up high on the camera. Just make sure you have all the clearance you need for the steering. And I will say that brass from these things that I'm not going to mention, you can see what it is. These brass pieces from these things, you know, they can work too. If you have some that's been spent already and just laying around, or you're out fishing or walking trails and you find some of those little brass things, pick them up, bring them home. It's brass tubing, different sizes, different shapes. Use them, cut them up. So, you know, you dig in this box here. Just brass tubing, you know. Anyway, I'd like to see more people modifying the crap out of these Orlandoos and doing stuff like this and seeing what we can get out of these little things. I mean, this one's just an N20 motor. There's no brushless in here. I do have, I think, yeah, this one and one other one that I have, or maybe two, have armatures from inside old Air Hogs gliders. They weren't radio control airplanes. They were just a glider. You flip the switch, the propeller starts spinning. You toss it up in the air, and it just goes. Had a few of them in the past for my kids, and once the styrofoam breaks, the wings, that's kind of it. Take them apart, take the motors out, utilize what I got left. The motor case is different than the motor case of these Orlandoo N20 motors, so I changed the armature, just the little piece on the inside, the rotating part, and put it inside these. They're faster, really fast, have a lot of torque, so this still moves pretty quick for the weight that's on it. I mean, this thing is just nuts in the front right now. That's a lot of weight, and it's just going to get heavier. Anyway, another new idea, and I have another one also, another idea that has to do with the shaft through the axle, sleeving it with brass. I don't have any big enough to go over it, and I'd have to drill out the inside of the plastic to make it work right, but I don't have any big enough to fit it. So, and I'm using my other axle. I just took it apart so I could get this right, and I'm about to make another one, and then take these front wheels off and put them on. So, thanks for watching. Hope to see somebody doing this stuff.